Well, the main thing is my pushing in like one
We're back in open session. I would like to take letters of interest. We are going to form a citizens committee to look at real estate. Do I have a motion from somebody on the board to form a citizens committee?
So move.
I have a second.
I second that.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yes, I would say we wouldn't limit it to looking at real estate. I think we should look at any and all options.
Okay. You want to amend the motion?
Would you amend your motion?
Yes,
Okay.
look at real estate and there are other options for, is this a town hall deal that we're talking about?
Housing, town.
For housing, for town function housing,
Housing town government.
housing aspects of town government,
Okay, are we all,
exfoliations of town government or what, you know.
are we all right with a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, back to Chris's complaints. The town attorney is here. Do we have an opinion?
Well, if this is the only law, is this the only law you base that on? I don't have your town laws per se, and I'm not gonna take the time at the moment to look it all up.
Okay.
So if you want an official written opinion, I can do that next week or next month. But if it's according to this, is it according to this rule only?
Correct.
Because when you're talking about a majority, it states in the very second sentence that the majority constitutes the quorum for the transaction of any business. So therefore, the majority of your quorum
Right, but
is
it does say,
sufficient to pass.
it does say
your
continuing on
motions.
that all votes will be conducted in the entirety of the full membership of the board, whether they be absent or not. So,
Well, then why would a quorum mean anything at all? That would mean that you could never have a vote or never have a meeting short of everyone being there and voting.
no. We can have a meeting with just a quorum of 3, but still the threshold to pass any kind of legislation would still be 3 affirmative votes, which would be a majority of the members of the board.
I disagree with that, and I don't think that's what this says. I think it's a majority of the quorum.
Okay, according to the Association of Towns, respectfully, Counselor, they said that it's
Then
3.
that's why I said I will look
Okay.
it up. But I think to argue that point with me right now,
Right,
short of giving me that, if I'm only reading this law, I'm not looking at the Association of Towns opinion. This law doesn't say what you just said. So
Okay.
I will look it
Okay,
up.
you got it. I just double checked before I submitted, okay?
Okay, we'll go on with other non-controversial items. Do we have an approval of the prior meeting minutes? I'd like to entertain a motion.
I make the motion we approve
I think it's
last
mine
one.
or yours, I think it's
I
mine.
think that's yours, you're fine.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second,
Okay, we have a motion, second. Any discussion?
Yes, I believe that only those who attended the meeting would be able to vote in the affirmative or negative.
I don't think that's true.
Approval of prior meeting minutes. We're approving the minutes, not the meeting.
I
You
understand.
have a written copy of the minutes in front of you.
But how do we know if they're accurate if someone didn't attend the meeting?
It's not part of the process to say what you just said. I'm sorry for arguing with you.
That's all right, go ahead.
But I wasn't here, but I can still vote on whether to approve the minutes or not,
Okay.
I say.
I would like to remind those that are here that we also have a voice recording. So if there's a problem with it, in the future, we can address it. It's no longer just Linda's version. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Carried. Okay, justice report.
I make a motion we accept the justice report.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Dog control officer, we had a written report. I can entertain a motion to approve the dog control officer's report.
Let her give a verbal, like Shelley does.
Oh, no, I was gonna save him for last
Oh, you
because
were
we
saving
have
him for
bids to approve,
Okay.
all right? Okay, the dog control officer, would you like to give your report verbally or just the written one of them? Is that good enough?
What do you want me to do?
Okay,
It changes from
We're
time
cool.
to time, so I'm not sure.
all right. We'll have a motion to accept the dog control officer's report.
I'll make that motion.
Second? All right. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The assessor's report is next.
You all have the report. The only thing I want to add to it is, last year I brought up the solar pilot that the county had accepted, and from what I understand, nothing was actually done with it. So everybody has a copy of the resolution adopted by the county, which includes the county solar pilot, which is what most of the towns in the county have picked up, and actually the Oppenheim Detroit School District also. You either opt out of the exemption so that people, the solar companies pay full value or full taxes based on their value, or you opt into a pilot program, and it doesn't have to be the county pilot, but it would have to be something that the town drew up if they wanted a different process to gain tax dollars from the large solar farms. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. Joseph said that he spoke to someone, I believe at the county, who said that the county wasn't doing the pilot anymore. I don't have any of that information. All I have is what's in front of you, which is the resolution they adopted in 2016. He's gonna check into it to see and get something in writing from them if that's not the case anymore, but as far as I know, the county is still involved. I brought in the one that the town of St. Johnsville also adopted last year. So it's kind of up to the board what they want to do with that.
You're going to come back to us with more information?
Yeah, we're gonna, between the two of us, gonna try to gather, and I'll check with Sandy to see what she has, but like I said, as far as I was informed by real property of the county, the county legislators adopted the pilot program as you have in the paperwork I gave you. We're gonna see if there's a change or, what actually took place down there, but the town still has to do something. They either have to just allow it as it is, do nothing, and allow any company to apply for the exemption, which gives them the 10 years, or what is it? 483. It's 483. They give it's right. I believe it's 483, and it where they would pay whatever tax amount that would be due with no pilot program. Whereas this gives them, I believe, a longer term for
15 years.
15 years. So. Well, like I said, I brought it to the board last year. I guess I believe that something had taken place, and I'm sorry about that. I followed up.
So what is your recommendation, Leanne? We pass this?
I would say everybody read the pilot that the county adopted and see if there's some things you want to change or alter. It's not a perfect pilot. We've had some issues with the company that's coming into St. Johnsville, but it's kind of the one everybody, I think the town of Florida took it, most of the towns in the county, I believe, that adopted a pilot, adopted the same one that the county did.
The schools, they adopt your role, your assessment role.
Yes,
They are able to do separate deals
they have to do the same thing.
with the solar.
Yes, they either have to opt out or they have to adopt a pilot program. Like I said, Oppenheim and Freda adopted the same pilot program that the county had. Fort Plain and Canajoharie, I don't really know what they've done. Johnstown also adopted a pilot program for solar farms out there. Definitely probably needs, a lot more information. Like I said, to find out what's going on with the county, if there is, make sure we know what's actually they're doing and see where you wanna go with
So you're gonna talk to us some more.
it. I will be back. I'm gonna try to get like packets together with the different things to get to everybody, like maybe before the next meeting, so that everybody has a chance to read it and then
This is my next question.
some of the people that
Before
are
next
already
meeting.
that are still on the board from last year should have also what I sent out last year.
Okay.
But
Any further questions from the board for assessor? Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept her report.
I make a motion to accept the assessor's report.
A second?
Second.
Okay, more discussion?
just one more, I just wanted to mention, I know you've got it on your agenda for the Cold War vets to rescind
Yes.
the time limit on that. So I hope we do that also for the Cold War vets.
Well, I wanted to ask you before, how much of an impact does that have? Like, is there hundreds of them?
No,
Is there
no,
5 of them?
there's probably less than 20.
Okay.
That's up to 91, is that when it stops? The Cold War eligibility?
There's all different times, and it's actually past 91, they've adjusted the years
Ah,
and such for
yeah.
that, so.
Hmm.
Too hard for me to remember all those segments of time,
Okay. All right.
sorry.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Code enforcement officer.
As you can tell from the report, things are picking up.
Yes, they are.
Today, I think there's, including some from last year, I think Linda came up with 27, 26 after what I closed out today. So we're right on, our numbers are right on. And that's it.
Cliff, no one's complained about the new schedule of fees, right?
Well, there's a couple of little things, but once Linda checks with me, then we figure it out. And
It's been good, though.
so far now that some people do know about it, but still, there's some out there that don't know. But when they come in, so saying, besides Linda, the other clerks, they answer their questions and they do the best they can. If not, she's on the phone with me. We communicate back and forth. Of course, I see her almost every other day when I pop in here, and we get the messages, and we're all good.
Good.
That's it.
Okay, any more questions? I'd like to entertain a motion to accept Cliff's report.
I make a motion to accept the code enforcement officer's report.
Second?
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, town clerk.
Okay, like Cliff said, we're picking up on, building permits, and Cliff and I have been working with one in particular that's out of state. We've been working together
Oh,
to
yeah.
try to get hers taken care of. So, and I've also been asked to, let the public know whenever I get any FOIL requests in, what the FOIL requests are. I have received 2 so far this year. They have both been from Chris Novak. The first one was a copy of any and all letters and/or emails sent or received by the supervisor since 1/1/18. That's still pending because of the cost of the copies. The second one was on 6/4 from Cliff. He wanted, please provide the voucher, a copy of the invoice from Beckett's presented at the May 30th meeting. And that one was paid for and he got his copy. So all the payroll requests, I'm still waiting on the one. But other than that, everything's going good. I will be closed the week of the 4th. All the offices will be closed the week of the 4th here. And then we start our summer hours. And they've been in the paper, the summer hours, they're same as they have been for the last 3 years. They'll be on my answering machine. They've been advertised in the paper, and notices will be on the door and out on the bulletin board for my summer hours. That's it.
Okay, let's entertain a motion to accept the town clerk's report.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Planning board.
First, if I may approach the board, I'm going to hand out a report for what would have been our May meeting. Again, this is for our, well, would have been our May meeting.
That's the written report you asked me to provide, because we weren't sure if my verbal report would be closed.
Sir?
Hey, Jim.
Hello. This, there you go. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
June report. We had a couple subdivisions come to us. And their public hearings have been scheduled for condensed planning board and steering committee meeting, which is going to be the 11th of July. Just like everything else, our regular planning board meeting has been moved to the 11th because of the holiday coming. And our steering committee meeting for that date as well is pretty much preparing for our SWAT team analysis, which we will be doing for the 8th of August. And that's when we have a member of the Montgomery County Planning coming over to conduct our SWAT team analysis. Most pending, though, right now on our plate, if you will, is a project. There was not really a building permit, but pretty much the essential beginning stages, infant stages of a proposed solar project coming into the town. Not large, but pretty significant size nonetheless. They're leasing from a property owner. We're still getting the details like what Leanne was talking about. As far as the pilot program is concerned, we would strongly recommend it. We're still getting some details. Cliff still needs a lot of information himself as far as this project is concerned. We still need quite a bit of information ourselves as far as this project is concerned. Again, it's still in the infant stages. We do have a representative from this company coming over to us to pretty much give us the lowdown, give us more specs, information. That won't be until August meeting that this representative will be coming out to present this project to the planning board. So I would actually strongly even recommend people that want to come and would like to hear, please, it'll be our August meeting again, August 1st.
So Joe, does this solar project that may come in, is that gonna fall underneath the solar law that we passed? Okay, so it's large enough to handle that,
It is.
okay. So, good, we did that,
Just in
Excellent.
time.
just in time.
And that is all I have.
Any questions from the board? Planning board? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the planning board's report.
I make the motion we accept the planning board's report.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, Board of Ethics.
Okay, an update from the Board of Ethics. As of June 1st, the Board of Ethics was fully staffed with Bill Winsman joining the team, and we spent time with the town attorney reviewing the new law and getting clarification so we all understood what the roles and responsibilities were. The Ethics Board's scope of responsibility is really limited to conflicts of interest and disclosure law. So that's important for people to understand that. We have received 2 letters, and we've started that review process. We've put out a call to one of the individuals to seek more information. It is our plan going forward as we get requests in to try to get them reviewed and resolved within 30 to 60 days. That's what we're looking and hoping to do. One other area, as we were looking at the law and seeking to understand the roles and responsibilities, when the law got separated back in December, January timeframe, the workplace harassment policy is still out there from 2009. And so that's something for the board to think about taking a look at as you go down the road, to review that. And I think it, as we looked at it, talked with the town attorney, that it really needs to be updated. So just something to put on your burner to take a look at, and, you know, we'll help wherever we can. Bill, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that if anyone is alleging an ethics violation, keep in mind that it's your responsibility to provide evidence of such violation. The Board of Ethics doesn't have the resources. We don't have a budget to do investigating. We don't have, most likely, the legal authority either to do an awful lot of investigating. So if you're going to allege something, you've got to have some proof and evidence of such a violation. And secondly, I was hoping, while Attorney Dunn is here, she could put her 2 cents in on this, because we've talked about it. The disclosure documents that were filled out by all town employees, I want to say 18 months or so ago, it's Attorney Dunn's opinion that those should be destroyed
And or return.
and or returned.
I didn't even know they did fill out anything.
I want to say it was January of 2017 or so that we were asked to do that. I know I completed one and mailed it in.
If I recall correctly, we have to distribute a copy of the town's ethics law to each employee once a year. So that law has to be up to date and distributed to our employees, and I take it they should be asked to sign for it?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know in the county level, we have to sign for it. Same way with the workplace violence, and we've been to the class, and basically signing for it lets you know that you've been to the class and you understand it.
Right.
And I believe it's supposed to be done every year. Am I correct?
That's what that
This
book
is done?
says.
I know the county does it every year. We do it every year faithfully.
That may be for workplace violence, they may be
Yeah.
required to do something.
I-
Under your law, the town's particular law, the ethics law, you're not required to. But we recommended, since there's such a question on what exactly is a conflict of interest in the scope of this ethics law, we recommended that every employee is required to read what it is and at least sign acknowledgement. And that would be whether they're new, coming in the middle of a year, or, you know, at the beginning of your term, perhaps would be sufficient.
Right.
And as far as the workplace harassment, I think you and I had talked about that. You really need one that's updated. Your policy is very poor and outdated. It's not kept up with the times, and there is no real procedure to go, you know, who does somebody report to? There's really nothing, and it put power in the ethics board's hands to police, which is not really the privilege of the ethics board. The ethics board is an advisory board. So my recommendation to them and further to the board is that you put something in place quickly to develop a new plan for harassment. Or
No.
workplace harassment and violence probably is a good.
Now, could we piggyback off the counties?
Sure. Well, I think it's more a policy than a law, so yes, you can you can look at theirs and see what you like, you can particularize it to whatever your situations are in your town.
So I've got to call in their HR department just to see if when we do the class every year,
It's a
if the
good
town
idea.
employees can't come down and take it. That way it's,
Sure. The state may even offer that free for town employees, I would think. They've got such a great education.
like I said, I got to call into our HR department to find out. I was hoping she'd call me back before we close the business today, but she didn't.
Because we haven't done one here. Hank was the last one who did one about 18 months ago, so we're behind.
Right.
When they came in, when Linda had the inspection, who was that from? That came in and inspected the place and said we didn't have our charts up and didn't. I'm sorry.
Pesh.
Pesh. When Pesh came in, they said we needed to do it
Right.
when we get new employees, and we have new appointed people, and
That's why like I said, on a county level, we do it every year, and I thought, and I could be wrong, that it was actually state mandated that we do a workplace violence and harassment training at least once a year.
But if somebody has a complaint from one of those, departments, sexual harassment or workplace violence, who do they complain to? Do they go in front of the ethics
Well,
board?
that's what your
Yes.
policy,
I
no,
mean,
the
that's-
ethics board
they
is
can't?
dealing only with conflicts of interest, and you need a harassment policy, you need to have a hierarchy to go to, absolutely, and you don't have one.
No, we have an employee
HR
handbook.
department.
That's primarily for the highway department. Is there any reason at all why we can't put this stuff that they have to be notified of in that employee handbook and make them sign for the handbook?
actually, our employee handbook was written over 17 years ago and also includes the compensation for the highway employees, which is now completely irrelevant because we have a CBA.
No, not completely, no.
Well, we have a CBA,